Hello and welcome to a brand new season of the Drew Roff Show alongside Purdue soccer head coach Drew Roff. I am the team's communications director, Charlie Healy. Drew, an exciting time. We're about ready to begin the 2023 regular season. How's everything going?
Oh, it's great to be back, Charlie. Just preseason's gone really well. Really good group. Real receptive to new ideas, and I think everybody gets along real well. And we've seen a lot of improvement in the first couple weeks. So can't wait to get started and getting ready for Thursday night.
Yeah, it has been a nice last couple of weeks, just 2 weeks of preseason. It really is a quick turnaround from the offseason to the regular season opening here on Thursday night. But let's talk about that preseason, 2 weeks of training, 2 exhibition games. What are some of your overall thoughts on how the team is prepared?
Yeah, well, it's a great point that you make. Is just it's a short period of time. You got to ramp up real quick, and you need to get everybody up to speed. So that's why we talk about how the off season is so crucial, so important, and we're fortunate to have a lot of returners that we're able to really make some strides and really kind of have a better understanding of how we want to play throughout the spring. And now preseason, we've been able to add some really impressive young players to that mix, and we've worked hard to get everybody on the same page. So of course you can't put your team together and have everything clicking on all cylinders in the short period of time, but we certainly feel like we can be very competitive to start the season and in a very good place. And then, of course, our goal is to get better week by week. But, the tools are there, the mentality's there, the effort's been tremendous. Now I really look forward to seeing those pieces start to click a little bit more with more time together. And but so far, this group has been real fun to work with.
What are some areas that over these quick 2 weeks? What are some areas that you've been most impressed with the growth over those 14 practices or so?
I think just the approach. I think they came in very fit. Of course, a big part of college soccer is you have to be fit just in order to compete at that level and also help prevent injuries once the soccer starts coming real fast, and big matches Thursday, Sunday, and not a lot of time to recover. So that preparation is key, and I thought they came in a great place, and that's very important. Once they came in, then it's a matter of just technically fine-tuning some of the things that hopefully they got their touches over the summer. But of course, you have to break down some of that technique, and then just the decision making. It's hard to really simulate that type of training with the competition, and everybody's excited and there's some nerves and things like that. So it's just a matter of getting everybody settled down and really being able to evaluate some of the new players and seeing how some of the veteran players what type of form they're in and what where they fit best and things like that. So it's really about putting those pieces together. But the key is we have a lot of really really good parts to put together, which is crucial. And now it's just finding the best place. So even with the last exhibition game, it was a great opportunity to take a look at some things, and even after that one, there's still a couple tweaks that we need to put in there that will help us get better. So really just want to make sure your principles and your main ideas stay the same, but there's going to be little things that need improvement, and until you play games, it's hard to really know what they are. But I thought those exhibitions were fantastic, and we're really just trying to get better with and without the ball. And every little facet of the game, trying to get a little bit sharper.
Yeah, a lot of positive takeaways, I think, from those 2 exhibition games. A 1-1 draw to Indiana State, and then a 2-2 draw to Bowling Green. I also one takeaway I had from those 2 games too is I think a lot of players saw the field, even just a couple minutes at the end there. But I think the majority of the roster was able to get some minutes in, especially those young players. How important was that to be able to get those minutes against another team?
Yeah, really important. I think the first time you really put on that Purdue uniform for a young player is a big deal. And if that first time that they see the field is during the season and a big match and a lot of people in the stands, it can be a little bit daunting for them. So I want to make sure everybody, for the most part, was able to play a few minutes here or there, just to get that first taste of it. And I think it went well. I think that some of the young players looked beyond their years as far as being comfortable and played with a high level of maturity, which was really exciting to see. But you need that game time to kind of see how people adapt to the real thing. And I thought they were really good. Both those teams we played were organized and played really hard and caused some different problems for us. And I thought they were real worthy opponents of of us to be able to work on some things and point out a few things that can be better. So really beneficial, and we're ready for the real thing on Thursday.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun. The real thing Thursday night against number 24 UCF, the newest member of the Big 12 Conference, as we talk about conference realignment. They're a really good team, though. Any way you slice it, they won the American last year, 9-2-7 overall, 7-0-1 in the conference. They went to the second round of the NCAA tournament, lost in penalties to the eventual national champion UCLA. So when you look at UCF, what impresses you most about that squad?
Yeah, well, anytime you get to the second round of the tournament and have that type of success, obviously you have players that understand what it takes to win at this level. And be preseason top 25, I mean, that says a lot. And we know how much talent there is in the Big Ten. We know how much talent there is across the country. So to get that type of respect and recognition is something that they've definitely earned. So we know that they're going to have a lot of very talented players. We know they're going to be well coached, well organized. That's the type of challenge that we look forward to. That first game is awesome to play somebody of that caliber and really get in, right off the bat, seeing where you're at and seeing, what you're capable of. So it's a great challenge, but really, really excited to, host a quality program here on our first one.
And it's a really quality program, and it's going to be an awesome atmosphere once again.
Mm-hmm.
We had more than 2,000 fans 2 years ago, more than 3,000 fans last year for the BGR season opener. We're expecting another big crowd. So how exciting is that? Just not only for you and the program, but for women's soccer overall as we see that type of support for this team.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, year 3 coming up now of having this type of big game. The first one against Kentucky, we thought there'd be a pretty decent crowd, but we had no idea. They just started piling in, and it was a great game, draw. I just remember Sarah Griffith taking players on, and the crowd getting so excited when she was, beating people, scored a great goal. So the excitement was incredible. And then last year we even topped that with a bigger crowd and, a real nice result for us. So it's really become a big tradition, a big part of our program, a big part of our athletic department, getting things kicked off. We take a lot of pride in being the ones that get to start off Purdue athletics. So electric environment, fantastic, night for us. And I know our players are, couldn't be more excited to have another crowd getting behind them like that.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. I know we're all excited. Everyone in the athletic department does a great job to help put that game on. Really makes it a special atmosphere for the team. So, as we look ahead, we're going to have our two captains, Emily Mathews and Abigail Roy, on coming up. What do those two mean to the team, not only as players but as captains and leaders?
Yeah, I mean, those two are just great examples of what a Purdue soccer player should aspire to be, as far as great students, great members of the community, great leaders for our team as far as the actions. Every single day they lead by example, but also they really want to be successful. They want to win. They want to really strive for excellence on a daily basis. That's what stands out about them, is that they're humble people. They're respectful people. They're really, really good to their teammates. But when they step on the field, they don't want to accept anything less than the best from themselves and from everybody else. So that's huge when you have that. Players want to be led by players. Coaches, we obviously have our role, but when you have players that can reinforce what it takes to really be successful at this level, and they're very visible day to day, weight room, soccer field, that's really something that is priceless for a coach. So they've been great. They've been performing at a high level, and they understand that this year we have some goals that we want to achieve, and I think they're not going to let those standards slip, and that's really, really important when you're trying to be successful as we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Two great leaders holding their teammates accountable, but also just great representatives of our program. So
Definitely.
We're going to talk to them right now, and then Drew will come back at the end and have a little added time.
All right, sounds great.
Welcome back. We are joined by our two captains, senior midfielder Emily Mathews, junior defender midfielder Abigail Roy. First of all, Emily and Abigail, what are you looking forward to this season? What are you guys looking forward to most? Emily, we'll start with you.
I think I'm just looking forward to the home games the most. The atmosphere, sunset in the background at Folk Field, and hopefully winning, jogging around the field, giving everyone high fives, and just celebrating wins as a team.
Yeah, that certainly something a good thing to look forward to, and obviously good memories from the past. How about you, Abby?
Yeah, our team has put a lot of work in, since the season ended last year. So it's amazing that it's already here. It seems like it's gone by so fast, but we've put in so much work on the field and off the field. So I'm just super excited to see it all come together, and like Emily said, in the form of wins.
It has been sort of long. The preseason has been short, but when you add it up to last spring, last fall, postseason, there's been a lot of build up to Thursday night. Emily, what have you been most impressed with the team's approach as we look towards the new season?
I think just using every single training, every single lift as a day to get better. I don't think we missed like one training or didn't show up. I think everybody came in with the mindset we need to work, we need to get better, and I think it's been good so far.
And Abigail, have you seen that that same mindset from your teammates that you've talked to too?
Yeah, for sure. And when we ended the season in the spring and it was time to go home for the summer, I think we were all kind of sad because we were in a really good spot, playing wise and just as a team building relationships. So I think that when we got back this season, we just hit the ground running. I don't think we've wasted a day at all. So I think that Thursday is going to show that.
Absolutely. It has been really, I think that's what stood out to me, is really productive the last 2 weeks of training. It was such a quick build-up, but you guys have made the most of every session on the field, every session in the weight room with Wally. And Emily, this is your second season as captain. You're coming to your fourth year. What did you learn about yourself and maybe your leadership style last year in your first season as captain that you can take into this year?
I think I've definitely learned a lot, just like leading people and getting the team to be together and as one. One thing that I took away is like you lead by example. So you set the standard. If you show up every day, everybody's going to follow you if you're put in the leadership position. So I think that's just one thing that I try to do and embrace, is like be the standard.
And Abby, as you get ready for your first season as captain, you're a junior. What have you learned from some previous captains here at Purdue or elsewhere, in high school, that can help you become the captain that you want to be?
Yeah, from my freshman year and last year with our captains, I think I just realized the importance of having people there to lift you up, because the reality of the sport is that it's a roller coaster sometimes, and being able to have leaders and a team around you that is able to pick you up on your worst days and then also be your biggest cheerleader on your best days. I think that's what makes a team so successful. It's that championship DNA that we're kind of all we've invested a lot of time into building. So I want to be that for my team, and as they all are for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys think the two of you, sort of different styles, do you think you complement each other as leaders, and how important will that be?
Yeah, I think that Emily and I both have different styles. I'm maybe louder, but we both share a really competitive fire. We both want to win. I think, as Emily said, we both think that leading by example and setting a standard is extremely important. So I think we both hold each other accountable to show up each day and set the standard for ourselves, so that the team never drops off. And so I think together we can help lead the team to a lot of wins as well.
Awesome. As we talk about those wins, we're getting ready for Thursday night. Emily, this will be your third BGR game. Packed crowd at Folk Field. What are you looking forward to most about running out of that tunnel on Thursday night?
Actually, when it's so loud and the environment's so loud, it's actually the most quiet during the game, because you literally can't even hear yourself think. So I think like you just get to play with like that freedom, because like nothing's going through your head because it's so loud. Even warm-ups are a little bit of a struggle because you can't hear anyone. So just like the atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah, there will not be, at least I'm told, there will not be vuvuzelas this year.
Dang it.
But I think the atmosphere will just be as loud. There might be some other things to help the fans make noise, and obviously with 2,000 or 3,000 fans circling Folk Field, there'll still be a lively atmosphere. Abby, what are you looking forward to most about Thursday night?
It's just such an adrenaline rush. I mean, the game is just so fun to be a part of. And I think each year we've had different players added to our team each year, and I still think at the end of the season people are like, that was the most memorable game and just the most fun game. I think it's just awesome to have the whole Purdue community around us, and I think it helps us compete, make it a really fun game to watch. So I'm just happy to be a part of it. I can't wait. I'm so pumped.
Well, we'll close a little bit. Individual goals for this season. What are you hoping to accomplish, Emily, for you individually?
I think just help our team in the attack, score goals, get assists, and be a leader on the field.
Abby, how about you?
Yeah, I've been in the back line a lot recently, so I just kind of want to be a lockdown defender, and I think with our back line and the players that we have, that we can create a rock solid defense, and then hopefully get it up to our creative players, and again, clean sheets and goals in the other net.
There you go. So it's a winning formula. That's a winning formula right there. We look forward to seeing that come to fruition this weekend. So Abigail, Emily, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Charlie.
Welcome back. A couple extra minutes here with the head coach of the Purdue soccer program, Drew Roff. We don't have added time in college soccer, but added time has sort of become all the rage in international soccer, so we might as well have it here. A couple minutes. We'll talk a little non-Purdue soccer.
All right.
And there's so much going on in the world of soccer. We got Messi in the United States, the World Cup wrapping up, Premier League getting started. We'll talk about the World Cup next week. Let's talk about the Premier League starting. You're a Liverpool fan. I'm a Fulham fan. We got Premier League fans all over our team. It's a lot of fun, getting up every morning and on the road and watching these games sort of almost together. But let's go over little predictions here, and we'll maybe rewatch this in May and prove how wrong we were.
Exactly.
But let's first. What are your top four?
I'm not gonna get crazy with it, but I am gonna say this is the year that Arsenal wins it. Okay. So I'm willing to say that just because I believe Man City is incredible. They've been amazing. At some point, it's just so hard to keep that level that high for that long. So I think the Hunters might get one this year, but it's going to be neck and neck. It's going to come down to the final weekend. I do believe that. So obviously Man City will be right there as well. I'm interested with Chelsea. The new signings have been really impressive, so I think they could be top four. And of course, I got to put Liverpool in there. Man United on the outside looking in right now. But it's going to be an incredible season, and there's always going to be a storyline or two that you're not expecting. But I think those would be the four that I see as being there in the end.
I have Man City edging out Arsenal. I do think it's going to come down, hopefully, till the final weekend. That's all I ask. Last year it was close, but didn't quite seem as close as it truly was with the games played towards the end of the season. But I hope you're right and I am wrong. I got Man City, Arsenal. I do have Man United still in the top four there, and I do also have Liverpool as well. I think the lack of Champions League football for Liverpool will be a big advantage for them, and with Chelsea for sure. I think that they could be a surprise team, given where they finished last year for sure.
Absolutely, I think new coach will definitely get them where they need to be. But with those new signings, who knows how long it takes to gel, right? But the talent level will be tremendous for Chelsea. But one thing I did notice as well is just I love the fact every day when I wake up, I tend to look at like an ESPN website, and there's almost every day you'll see one or two soccer stories towards the top, whether it's a new signing or some results from the recent games. And with the Women's World Cup, it's amazing how the game continues to grow. Messi, as you mentioned, is already helping that with MLS. But love that. I don't even think that was the case 5 years ago, never mind 10 years ago. So great to see soccer, getting the publicity it deserves and really becoming bigger and bigger every year.
Absolutely. It is fun, especially the European soccer, when everyone has to get up early, they're still garnering all that attention. But before we talk about our bottom three, Erling Haaland, is he going to break the Premier League goal record again?
Probably, yeah.
It's hard to think he won't. 36 last year.
I wouldn't bet against it.
Right.
He's got a year under his belt.
Yeah.
The confidence level should be high. barring any type of injury. I think he gets it. Despite them finishing second, as I mentioned, he will break that record.
There you go. And then bottom of the table, who's going down?
I'm going to say Everton.
Okay.
I know that they're maybe not at what people would think at the bottom, but I think sometimes they face a little more pressure than some of those other teams, and I don't know if their roster's strong enough right now. And then I would probably say, Sheffield United, and probably Forest. I would say those would be my three.
Okay. I have Sheffield United as well. I have Luton Town.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I hope we're back to last year where all three promoted teams stayed up, including Fulham in 10th, which I was excited about.
Yep.
But I feel like we're going to go back to having two teams go down, go right back down.
Yep.
I have Luton Town, Sheffield United. I have Wolves as well.
Okay.
I guess I'm having Everton barely escaping again. I think the last season in Goodison Park, I'm not sure. We'll get a little more magic there, and then next year their new ground
could be enough.
Might be a one and done in
Yep.
top flight in England there. But
Absolutely.
we'll see. It's going to be exciting.
It is.
Either end of the table, it's a lot of fun. We're going to be tuned in all season long. So next week we'll talk a little bit about the World Cup. The World Cup. The final will be a couple days before we film our episode next week. So we'll talk break down that tournament and
Awesome.
the U.S. and going forward there. So
Awesome. Love watching the World Cup. The amount of improvement across the world in the women's game is fantastic to see, and it's tremendous all the way around.
It's been so much fun, despite the early exit for the United States.
Exactly.
It has been a lot of fun.
Yep.
So until then, we're gonna have a lot of fun Thursday night,
Yep.
7 p.m. at Folk Field against number 24 UCF, and then Sunday at noon against Iona to open up our 2023 season. So Drew, we'll see you pitch side on Thursday night.
Sounds great. Let's get it. Thank you, Charlie.
Yep.